My name is Wesley So, and I play chess.
Wesley So strikes first.
The game is Wesley's. It's all over.
Lights out.
The magic continues.
Wow.
Oh my God, what a finale.
And that's it.
I was born originally in the Philippines in a small fishing village in Bacoor, Cavite. We were relatively poor, but I was always a very happy child, I would say we were really living paycheck to paycheck when I was young. It was a struggle, but I didn't understand it back then. It just showed me the importance of working hard and, saving for the future. My biological father, he bought a chessboard when I was young. It was just a really small chess that, he just bought it randomly. And then he taught me and my sister the moves. I was pretty much hooked right away. I think I was like 6 or 7 years old when he first taught me the game. My father was a pretty decent chess player, so it took me a while to beat him. After I beat him, I started looking around for stronger people. And that's basically how it started. So I played in 2001, the Philippine age group, under 10. But I remember I suffered a terrible loss, a terrible game. And after that, I was so disheartened that I stopped chess for maybe 6 months. And I thought I was going to quit chess forever. But one day when I was walking in our neighborhood, I saw some of my neighbors playing chess. And that sparked that interest again that drove me towards the game. 2003 was a big year for me because I won the under 10 Philippine age group. So I became basically the best 9-year-old in the country. And then I also won the Shell Championship for under 14. And that was a big inspiration for me because coming from a relatively poor family, it shows that now I can win some money playing chess. And also I can travel abroad, like to Europe. Like this was unimaginable at the time for a small, young, poor kid to go to Greece. I've always been interested in geography and maps. I think this is one of my birthday presents from a few years ago. And the pins show the places I've been to. I think I've been in 90 countries or something. But really most of the tournaments are here in the US or in Europe. Our favorite country is Norway. Also my sister's favorite country. We usually go there every year. I got my GM title in December of 2007 at 14, which was good enough back then to be 7th youngest ever. I think I could have gotten it earlier, but then I made some big blunder in the last round of a tournament in 2006. But then I didn't get it, and I couldn't sleep for 2 weeks. But it was definitely a big deal and gave me some small ideas to become a chess professional. As they always say, it's chess that chooses you. It's not the person that chooses chess. Like, I don't know anyone in their right mind who would want to become a professional chess player. But all the top players start young. They just enjoy the game. And then they keep improving and improving. And suddenly becomes a career.
When we spoke after round 2, you said that your goal was to win.
Yeah.
And now you've actually won.
Yeah.
How did you prepare for that? I understand you work on your own.
Yeah, I had no coach right now.
When you're not playing tournaments, how do you improve your chess so rapidly?
Mostly I study opening books, and then I put that on the computer, analyze with the engine, and try to find some novelties. But in the near future, I think I will need to have a coach or a second.
So basically, 2008, 2009 were breakthrough years for me. I was number 250 in the world in early 2008. Like my rating was 25, 26. And then I went all the way up to 70 in the world. So this one right here, I won this in 2008 in the Dubai Open. One of the nicest trophies I ever had. It's quite heavy. It's a golden plated horse. Also one of the strongest opens I ever won in. And I was 14 years old at the time. I think I was seeded number 10 in the tournament, but I won it miraculously. And I just want to show this one also. I used to travel with this stuffed toy many years ago, just as a stress reliever. But you can see, I love cats and animals.
And then the winner of the Grandmaster Group C of last year from the Philippines, Mr. Wesley So, he qualified for the B tournament. Another strong young player.
My mother is an accountant. In 2009, she got a job offer from Canada to move there. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to move to Canada at the time. I was 15 years old. I was very young. I had no idea what's happening or what I want in life. So I thought it'd be better for my chess career to stay in the Philippines. Honestly, like I want to keep playing chess. I put in a lot of work. I had a lot of databases. And the president of the Chess Federation, he's been supportive towards me. He has 2 condominiums in Manila, which were empty. So he offered to lend me one of those. So I decided to accept his offer. So this was mid-2010. I was just finishing high school. I had no idea how to pay bills or electricity and all that. But I thought it seems like a good idea at the time. I was 16. I didn't really get along well with my parents all too much. My mother didn't. She never been to any of my tournaments. She doesn't think that playing chess is a good career with all this traveling. So okay, yeah. But then she left. Meanwhile, my father is very strict. So I didn't really get along with him too much. I thought it's the best of both worlds. So basically, long story short, all my family moved to Canada and Toronto. Meanwhile, I decided to stay. I had friends in the Philippines. I thought I could play chess. Try to reach my goal of making it to 2700. Looking back now, it was obviously a mistake. I got into some bad company, relatively bad friend, got introduced to alcohol, video games. So basically my chess didn't go anywhere. I don't think anyone can really do that if you're 16 to live by yourself in Manila. So I think the moral of the story is you can't become a chess professional on your own. Like you can never do it by yourself. That's why my situation is so much better now, because I clearly need help. So one of my friends in late 2011, he said it'll be best for you to go to a university and try to get a degree so you have a fallback position. I also thought that, oh yeah, it's for the best. So I got some offers in the United States. Looking back, I don't even know what I was doing or thinking in those days. I just, like, I see this and then I do this. I see a scholarship and then I take a scholarship. Like, I didn't even know what to study or what degree I should take. But yeah, I mean, moving to the United States was one of the very best decisions I ever made in my life. We were students, so you can't really earn anything. Like, I didn't have much money. Because most of my savings was with my family in Canada. But I came to this country with $2,000 in my pocket and a bunch of old clothes. And that's all I had, really.
You're wearing a university chess team shirt at the moment. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, I joined the SPICE team. I'm taking finance as a major in the university. Not sure, really. So I'm still planning to continue my chess. I cannot trade chess for anything.
So every now and then I'd get offers to play here, play there, play for our team, we'd pay you money. So I got an email from a Filipino living in Minnesota saying, hey, if you want to come here to a weekend chess tournament. And then he said, oh, I know this Filipino actress named Lotiski and her husband, Renato Kabigting, who used to be a professional basketball player. He said, I'll invite them to our house for dinner so you can meet them. So I was like, yeah, why not?
I'm Lotiski, and I'm Wesley So's momager. Mom and manager, it basically means that you do all the work, but you don't get paid. You do it because you're the mom, and you do it for love. Okay, but yeah, it's quite a job. Well, I resonated with him at that dinner, and I thought, this poor kid is lost.
I remember in 2012, I spent after New Year's party by myself. Was very lonely. So in 2013, I asked him if I could come here for Christmas.
Our home is always open to kids displaced. And I said, yeah, of course you can. That was 2013. By the end of 2014, he was living with us full time. I don't know how it happened. He just would come, he'd show up unexpectedly and call us from the airport and say, I'm here. And we'd get in the car and go get him. And I thought, God wants me to do something here, but I'm not sure what. I don't play chess. I know the first thing about chess. And so I told my husband, okay, what if we take him in for 6 months and we straighten out his life, get him going, find him an apartment. And okay, we're 10 years later now, and he is my formally adopted son. How those years happened is astounding to me. And I was initially trying to befriend his biological family, who are in Canada, because I wanted to make them see that your boy has gifting and that needs to be protected and it needs to be encouraged. They wanted him to be an accountant. And I said, well, what if he can do more? No. It was very difficult. But when I asked him, I said, what is it you want to do, Wesley? And he said, I want to play chess, but I'm not good enough. I said, well, we won't know that until you actually do it, right? Maybe you're not. How would I know? I suggest you take a year off. We'll take care of you, put you out on the road. You go and show us what you can do. If in a year you're supporting yourself, well, maybe it's what you're supposed to be doing, since he was not attracted to anything else that was offered him in school.
My grades were falling. I was at a point in my life where I didn't know exactly what to do. So she inspired me that playing chess professionally could be a real thing. So in 2014, I turned 21, and then I won a big tournament in Las Vegas. And after winning that, I just decided that I should quit college and just see what happens.
So that year, he zoomed to the top.
I was reaching top 20, top 15 in the world, which was incredible. And also I reached the top 10 in the world. Yeah, I put in so much work and so many hours working on my chess, but still I never thought in my life I would ever reach the top 10.
The king is never going to escape. And so, I mean, at the very least, it's going to be a draw, and a draw is enough to go through and become...
Wesley makes the draw.
Yeah.
And Wesley's the champion.
Is Wesley So simply the best online rapid player in the world right now, David?
It does look that way, Kaya.
Over-the-board tournaments are becoming less and less ever since the pandemic started.
The pandemic was a huge crisis because we book out the calendar the year before. Every month is booked, one by one. You know, I was crossing stuff off. But then the online thing came from Chess.24 and then Chess.com, and he had never really played much online before that. And he was very nervous about it. But he found out that he actually was really good at it. He had no idea he would be a great player online. None of us did. We were all, what? So every setback he's had, I keep pointing out to him, look at the great things that have come from it. During the pandemic, he made his only Chessable course. Never would have done that. But he made one of their most successful courses ever. So there were things that when he got stretched and pushed, he had to do that matured him. And in the last couple of years, all we do is go to tournaments, pack up and go to the next one. And we're grateful for the work for him, very grateful. It's wonderful. But I wondered how it was impacting his chess. He never prepped anymore. He had to sleep between every tournament. And I said, you know, let's go for walks, let's swim, let's do things that your brain can repair and restabilize itself.
I think you always need a break. Like I've heard many kids, they said they work 10 to 12 hours a day in chess. And I just find that totally insane. Like, I don't think anyone can work 10 to 12 hours every day about in one thing, even for a month. Like you're just gonna blow up. So I feel like you should put in some very dedicated hours and then, you know, enjoy life, exercise. Yeah, swimming is one of the things that I enjoy. When I'm in good shape, I could swim 2 miles in 90 minutes. My sister Abigail, she actually taught me how to swim 10 years ago.
When I first met Wesley, we brought him to the pool when he first came to visit us in Minnesota, and I thought he knew how to swim. He just sank like a rock as soon as he got into the pool.
The first experience was quite intimidating because I had a traumatic experience when I was very little in the Philippines where I jumped the pool and almost drowned. So after that, I wasn't really taught swimming, but you know, I've always wanted to learn, and it's a very good exercise. Most of the chess players swim also. I think Papi swim, Bobby Fischer, of course, Gary also used to swim, and even Hans Niemann swims, so everyone gotta do it. You guys have a race?
Sometimes.
She's still faster, you know, she's lighter. Also, she doesn't usually eat anything before going to the pool. Meanwhile, I have breakfast and oatmeal and the hot chocolate. So yeah, down for a little race.
Yeah, we're down for a little race.
She's the favorite though. I'm more, like I run marathon, not 100-meter race. There's definitely room for improvement, but it's fun. You shouldn't really beat your teacher. I'm a gentleman. I let her win.
Wesley clearly has the upper hand, and I think that will cause resignation.
Nordbeck knows it. He resigns. Wesley So is into the finals.
You did it, Wesley.
Thank you.
Great chess on that action.
Well, first of all thanks to Jesus Christ for giving me the victory today. It's only through His will. Faith's the most important thing to me in the world. Recently, I've been much more dedicated. I read my Bible every day, go to church every Sunday, and I feel that my job in this life is to glorify Him and to do His work. So that's why whenever I win a game or whenever I win a big tournament, I just give my all and glorify Him. As a Catholic, we baptize babies at a young age. I was baptized as a baby, but I got baptized here in Minnesota during the pandemic year in 2020. So we had a friend, he's from Florida, and he baptized me in one of the lakes nearby.
You remember when Tom came out that October for them?
Yeah.
He was cold, but we weren't. And you said, "Did you dip all of me? Are you sure that?" You said, "I don't want to be like Achilles with a weak spot."
Was over there. Well, time flies so fast.
Were you happy to get baptized?
Yeah, for sure. I have to make a conscious decision.
Yeah. I bet that in Bacoor you never thought you'd have these kind of temperatures in your life.
No, I never been seen snow till I was 12. I thought it was impossible to love freezing conditions back then, but I've grown to love it. I can have a cup of hot chocolate or coffee whenever we're not traveling. It's just very chill. I love spending time with my family. We watch a lot of movies. I read some books, just get my mind off chess, That's one of the reasons why I love living here. I could step out of all the noise and everything that's happening in the chess world, because it can be very addictive to see who won today or what who said. But we don't really need any of that, because if you look around you, the world is very beautiful.
Yeah.
And God has given us a lot of blessing and peace, and shouldn't let anyone take away your peace.
Wes, I think back to when we first met. I can't believe how far we've come. You've come. I'm so proud of the way that you've grown, that you've matured. I remember when you used to cry after losing a game. You don't do that anymore.
I don't remember.
Oh, I remember it very well. And now you just take it with a...
Well, I'm very grateful to you and to God for all the things that you did these past many years. You've been so wonderful and inspiring to me. And I didn't have the courage to become a chess professional. Back then, I wasn't sure I was going to make it. So you gave me that opportunity. Thanks for that. When we started in 2014, 15, I thought for sure I was going to be a world champion at some point, that it was God's plan. And it could still happen. No one knows the future.
Yeah.
But now I look back and I see I got everything that I need. We have our family. And it doesn't really matter whether you become a world champion or not. At some point, you just have to do a good job.
My desire for you, Wes, is that you're happy.
You gotta appreciate life.
Yeah.
Your name will always be on that list with Fischer and Nakamura and all the others. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot, first of all, because it's the strongest national competition in the world. Every chess player in America wants to win this one, and I'm happy. Well, out of the things that I've accomplished in chess, the most special, I guess, is, US champion 3 times. Also winning the Grand Chess Tour was big. So this is my chess room here in Minnesota. Very nice and cozy. This is usually where I play all my chess tournaments and generally where I work my chess. I have a bunch of trophies. Some of them are very old, like that section there that came from the Philippines when I was not even a teenager yet. The biggest trophies are here. Unfortunately, they don't really hand out too many trophies nowadays for chess tournaments, but this one is when I became the Fisher Random Chess Champion back in 2019. This one was the 2020 Global Championship, one of my biggest victories ever. This one right here is from the Grand Chess Tour when I won 2016. And this was from the London Chess Classic of the same year. So this section mostly from the US Championship. My first one was back in 2015. I finished third place. Not really ideal, but Hikaru won first. This one in 2016, I finished second, you can see. And in 2017, I finished first. It gets better every year. And in 2020 and 2021, I also won first place. I made sure to save this one, my date night coupon with Danny, which I got during the Christmas exchange gift courtesy of Chess.com. Oh my gosh. So we promised Danny will frame it. This was 2017. I won also the Tata Steel Chess Masters. Was one of the best tournaments I ever played in. I played a lot of Olympics. We only won the gold medal once, but incredibly wonderful. So we won gold back in 2016. We had an incredibly strong team with Fabiano, Hikaru, and me all in the top 10 at that point. And then I also won the individual gold medal for third board back then. I'm very proud to represent my new country, United States. I'm also a citizen now. I've always liked playing in team events, and representing the United States is one of the pride and joys of my life. I love it when I'm playing for something. Chess is a very individualistic game. It also feels very lonely playing and traveling by yourself, and I've done that many times. I just like the team spirit. If they win, you win. If you win, they win as well. There's just so much more happiness and camaraderie. Like if it was up to me, every chess tournament would be a team event. I just like it better that way. Also, you get to know other players. You know, you're always going to be rivals in other tournaments, but I feel you don't really have to do that. Like, that's just not me.
Finally, the champion of the Grand Chess Tour London Edition, Grandmaster Wesley So.
After going through what I went through alone, it's been very wonderful to have a family that really supports me and loves me, and they've been a tremendous help for my career. Like, I couldn't do this on my own.
Oh, what are you giving it? Why are you giving it to me?
It's like the sun. Behold, I have seen the sun. Pass the torch. Oh my gosh, mine turned really bad.
No, you just eat the crispy part off.
Here, let's trade.
You burn yours and you trade.
Yeah.
Oh my.
You're not even supposed to eat this. You're diabetic. Here, give me that.
Okay.
There, you get the burned one.
It looks like a piece of chart.
Wow.
It's like Lord of the Rings, when they're warming themselves on top of the mountain.
That's true.
I thought you know Lord of the Rings back and forth, man.
What are you doing?
We should jump for you, Mr. Ford. I guess after God, family is very important. I didn't see the importance back then when I was living by myself, but I just turned my life completely around. Like, they help me with every problem, every issue I have. You know, I feel I'm in a very good place in my life right now, but the journey has been very up and down. Like, I would never have guessed what would happen. Like, there are times in my life that I look back to and then I wonder, how did I even survive that? I feel like, you know, God definitely protected me and led me to where I am now. Yeah, if I think back to how I was when I was 7 or 8 years old when I got my first chess set, it's funny how this small board game has changed my life, because it's the only thing I ever did that got me money and resources. So it's pretty amazing. Yeah, who would have known how my life would have turned out if I never met this board game?
A fishing village to top of the world in chess. I think the story of Wesley So is a miracle. Even some coaches told him he would never rise higher than number 15. He's been a top 10 player for 10 years. He's risen as high as number 2. And so I think he's a miracle, because he could have gone on the rest of his life thinking, I'm just not good enough, I'll never be good enough. And I think that there are many miracles out there waiting to happen And you've got to have more people around who believe in kids and believe in the miracle that lies within them.
I hope I can be an inspiration to some kids, also to my fellow Filipino chessers. And I just want to be remembered as a good, happy chess player whose main focus is God.